What's up, guys? I know I am late for my own live stream. I've been having some technical difficulties with my laptop and shit here trying to get this live stream started, but I appreciate you guys being patient if you've waited and just coming and hanging out with me. The normal, supposedly 9 a.m. smoke session. I am about to roll up, hang out with you guys. I hope you guys had a good Christmas holiday weekend. I don't feel like Christmas is usually like on the weekends like that to where it naturally becomes like a 4 day weekend for a lot of people and shit like that. But it's a blessing for real. I know a lot of people are getting to just chill, getting to just chill, this shit's dope. What's good, Don? What's good, Jay? How you doing? It's tough realizing how much it takes to get this live stream going. Like, I don't even have the most advanced live stream in the world, but it takes like getting shit done to get this shit done, especially every single day. I'd be trying to come on here on time and shit like that, but no, it's really StreamYard has this shit now where they blur out the background. I guess I got the lighting right today and stuff like that. And there's no green screen. Usually I have green screen, but this is just what it looks like outside of my crib, but with the blur background on StreamYard. StreamYard is now $20 a month though, so I might soon get to Streamlabs because I might need to get out of this shit. $20 a month is getting expensive. Yeah, no, Santa did not bring me the new streaming equipment. All I did was put the blur background on there, and maybe y'all are just saying I look pretty today, and I appreciate that. Oh, Kevin, yeah, that's what I use. That's how I'm on 3 channels at once right now. I'm on my Twitch, I'm on YouTube. It's like Streamlabs, but honestly, so much simpler, but at the same time, not as good for some other stuff. Like if StreamYard got a tip jar, it would be amazing. Like how Streamlabs has tip jars and stuff for smoking content creators like myself who can't get money from YouTube or can't even accept like tips through YouTube. It would be nice if we were given that option. Kevin, yeah, I have the slobs or whatever, the Streamlab OBS, and I've been trying to learn it and stuff. And it's cool. It's just nothing as simple as StreamYard. Just throwing this on. If you want the green screen background effects that I usually have, I just have the green screen behind me. But I'm getting a new desk chair in on Wednesday. My current one has been like destroying like the middle section of my back and shit. Just because of how long I've sat in it and how many hours I've put into it. So until that comes in, I really don't plan on doing too much work at my desk unless I really have to. Because I actually realized the other day I have no other chairs in this crib. At my last crib, I had way too many chairs. Now there's no comfortable place to sit here. And chairs are expensive as fuck. Like no matter what form of chair you're getting, whether you're getting like obviously a sofa type of chair, but a desk chair, even just a dining chair is expensive. God damn, like when we were kids, they didn't tell us that getting older was going to be this fucking expensive. Happy holidays to everybody in the live. Yeah, and Kevin, I don't understand why other live streaming platforms haven't gotten it like StreamYard. It seems like there should be a good amount that are like this, but they're not. And today, the lighting everything just came together well, I guess, because it's the exact same camera I've had for a year now. An old ass laptop that I'm really trying to replace, but haven't gotten the chance to yet. The room is sick. It's a cool setup. It's a decent setup, but yeah, it definitely has very nice windows, like overlooking the street and everything, with a vintage Chicago look, I guess. Terry, I'll definitely try to work safely. I appreciate it. 14 people in the live stream. I appreciate it. Let's see where everybody's at. It says 9 Cannabis Library, 5 my personal channel, and 1 on Twitch. So I appreciate everybody who's tuning in. If you're the 9 or the 14 people on YouTube, feel free to hit the like button. I just finished rolling up. Now, I'll smoke with you guys. There's like a testing center around the corner from my fucking house for the vid and shit, and that hoe is packed. God damn, this show is crazy out here in Chicago, evidently. But y'all know I just be at home. I don't be going like I don't have nowhere to go. I have literally nowhere to go other than the grocery store. Today, I think this is rolled up. I think this is this is from the dealer that hasn't gotten the packaging game down yet. It's really crazy gas though. It is caramel apple, I believe, is the strain I have right now. You just how to go for you, Jay? Were you super sick? I hope the lighting's good enough for y'all to see this. Probably not, but it's actually pretty crazy gas. True classic OG. That's what's up, Terry. And this next year, I'm trying to get some merch made. So we're gonna see how the beginning of this 2022 goes, but I'm gonna try to get some merch made and sold for real. Quiz: do I like living in Chicago? I like living in Chicago. Yeah, I like living in big cities for this point in my life. Yeah, I've lived in small towns. I've lived in middle-sized cities, and I've lived in big, like the biggest cities in America now. At least two of the four biggest cities in America now. And for now, when it comes to just creating income, and I like the speed of everything, but it's nice sometimes. The best mix of that for I've ever seen is like San Antonio, because San Antonio is like huge. It's huge. Like geographically, it's got to be one of the biggest cities in America, but it has the small town feel. It's rare because it's like way bigger than Chicago in terms of like land. San Antonio is, but it's so sparsely, like not sparsely populated. Like there's big neighborhoods and shit, but it's not like here where everybody's like on top of each other. You know. Trying to figure out what type of merch I want to make. I'm getting the designs together now. I'm not the best clothing designer, but I want some cool shit. I want some cool shit that I'd rock too. So, what did you guys get for Christmas? Anybody get anything? Anything dope for Christmas? I had got that neon sign that's in my office for Christmas. And I got some money. And with that money, I bought the new office chair, which I'm hoping to get the shipping confirmation this morning because it's supposed to be here by Wednesday. I don't know, Rudy. It's more like what I want to incorporate onto a hoodie or a shirt or something like that. The logo I'm happy with, but to have like different types of like design, like sticker designs, not logo designs, but shirt designs, merch designs, shit like that. You bought yourself a nice torch lighter. That's what's up, Jay. You gotta buy yourself a gift sometimes. Like if nobody else is gonna buy you a gift and you know that, buy yourself a gift. It's okay. Especially if some weed be a gift sometimes. It's necessary, maybe a necessary gift, but that will be a gift. But I really, this whole weekend, I watched probably like 5 Avengers movies or 5 Marvel movies. And I just sat here, smoked, watched these Marvel movies, and didn't do too much else. You know, obviously read some, thought about some shit, but mostly just chilled. RC boats, that's what's up. I've never drove one of those before. That sounds dope. That's what's up, Michael. I only lived there for about 4 or 5 months. As it turned out, I meant to live there a little bit longer, but somehow I only ended up living there for like 4.5 months, 5 months. I watched some of the new Matrix. I ain't seen the old Matrix though, to be real. I can't get into that shit. Like I tried now, but I feel like it's something you had to be there to understand. Now, if you watch it, it's just like, eh. And the new one was so slow at the beginning. I was like, I don't know if I want to watch this boring shit, but I might finish it just so I can have talking points with people. Terry, for sure. I mean, it'd be dope for me to do it, but they're bigger than I am, like a lot. Like Yola and Aircon and shit, they're way bigger than I am. So I feel like it would be tough for me to get a smoke session with them for real. Like Simplistic's pretty big too, but he's cool enough. Again, I'm not saying the other guys aren't cool. I don't know them, but Simplistic's cool enough just to be in the DMs and be like, yeah, let's do a smoke sesh. But like those other channels are big. And I don't have that big of a channel, you know. So I understand. Like I be smoking with whoever's like wants to do it, have a smoke session on there. Some people don't even have YouTube channels. They just have Instagrams or whatever. I don't care. I'll meet somebody new. But yeah, Terry, maybe one day that'd be dope. Loser, I'm doing good. I can't complain for real. I'm pretty happy with the situation I'm in overall, and I'm smoking on some. Fuck, I just said it too. Some caramel apple. I always try to get a couple strains. Yeah, Terry, I just like meeting new people. That's why I started doing the live streams. And it's nice to obviously be exposed to other audiences and stuff like that. Like, who doesn't want to have their channel grow and stuff? I'm not saying that that's not incentive, but it's definitely, I like just meeting new people because most of the sessions I've done at this point have been with channels that are smaller than mine. And I couldn't care less. Quiz, we can talk about it because I'm not gonna lie, I'm backed up for reviews for a minute. Like people have me backed up for reviews for a minute. I'm gonna be doing a bunch of different reviews coming into the new year because I got like tech reviews and I got tech reviews, I got Delta 8 reviews, I got Delta 9 reviews. So we can definitely talk about it, but it's not gonna be soon. I'm from Texas originally. I've lived in Texas, Ohio, Colorado, and now Illinois. So yeah, but I lived in Texas. Like I lived in Texas the bulk of my life, and just kind of moved away, and then would move back some for a few years. But I don't want to move back anytime soon, for real. What's good, Calypso? How you doing? Good morning, Terry, for sure. And like people just to learn from, even if they're not great people, is the crazy thing. Like I've met some people that I wasn't huge fans of, but I was still able, like of their personality maybe, but I was able to learn something from how they did something or their methodology and stuff. So there's always something to learn from people. There's always something to laugh at. There's always something to gain from meeting new people and shit. And now even with these, it's dope. Michael, I guess I got to figure out how to get in contact with them. I don't know. I just need to. I don't know. If it works out, it works out because it's tough. And the social media, people have time. People don't be having time for real. Joints are by far my favorite way to lose it. Like bongs are okay. I just don't like to have to clean them for real. That's really what it is. But joints are by far my favorite way. Or if y'all are ever in this live stream, shout me out. Tell them, hey, you should do a cannabis library wants to do a live stream. I'm 100% down, you know. Or if y'all have other favorite creators, tell them to hit me up type shit. Because I like doing these. Calypso, I'm doing well. I definitely cannot complain, you know. In Jabbar, they are legalizing it for real. Well, we're gonna be up to like 42 states next year with at least medical bud. Like they legalizing it for real. Yeah, loser. I smoke a whole bunch of small joints every day. The weather out there is gloomy, but it makes for a great background. Like this was the best day to do this. Like this created like a fire background. Jerk face, is that a good thing or a bad thing? Loser, the story of the first time I ever smoked weed. It was pretty much a cousin. A cousin was like, so it was two cousins, this girl I liked, and a good friend of mine, actually. And so the two cousins were riding around in the car and they were chilling and they were smoking. And I wasn't really familiar with weed at the time. So I opened up the door and I smelled it, but I was like, kind of was confused, you know. And at this point, I'm 17 years old, so I'm decently old, but I was really exposed to that stuff late. I was a football player like through and through to where I wasn't even worried about anything else. I wasn't really worried about women that much until kind of like that senior year of high school or whatever. And so they're like, "Hey, would you want to try weed?" And for me at that time, maybe they saw it in me that I was very anxious or whatever, or maybe they're like, "Damn, we need to get him some women." I don't know what it was, but they offered it to me, and I was like, "Maybe I'll try it." So I went back with my friend, and my friend and I went to this girl's house that I was cool with, that I liked at the time, and we were just chilling over there, chopping it up, talking and stuff. And then I was like, "Would you want to go smoke with us?" And she was like, "Yeah." She said it immediately. You know what I'm saying? Like, so now in my brain, it's clicking like, okay, everybody around me smoking weed other than me. you know, and so when she said she wanted to go, that sealed the deal. You know, there was no way out, and it was free weed. Not like I was even about to pay anything. And so they said, "Bet, meet us under this bridge." I'm like, all right, so this is my introduction to like sketchy weed smoking culture. You know what I'm saying? Where you're fitting into fucking bathrooms and covering up fire alarms and you're doing a whole bunch of shit to try not to get in trouble for smoking weed. You know what I'm saying? Like that life began for me at that point. But we're parked on the side, like standing under a bridge. I hit it. It was a blunt. I remember it was a Swisher Sweet, and it was probably pretty good weed, you know what I'm saying? Because at that point in Houston, like decent weed was around. It wasn't just like trash. But now it'd be like mids probably. But I remember tasting the blunt, which was probably based off the cousin, more than likely some type of like black and mild. No, not black and mild, more like a Swisher Sweet, but like black or like silver or some crazy shit. And these cousins are women, to give you some more perspective. And so these women cousins, they handed me the blunt and shit. I hit it. I'm not really trying to act like I've done it before because everybody knows I haven't done it before pretty much, but still trying to be like, all right. And I hand him the blunt. I was like, that doesn't taste good. That was the first thing that shot into my head. I was like, that actually doesn't taste good at all. And so I hit the blunt, whatever. And I didn't really get high too much, for real, because even my natural endocannabinoid system has something lacking with either like my ability to focus and stuff like that, that weed helps with stuff like that, slash like anxiety in there. I don't know. But regardless, like I wasn't really getting high that much and I wasn't inhaling too much and it tasted bad too. So I didn't like it because it was in a blunt like that. And so the first time I got high was actually the following weekend. Me with the same people, minus the girl. Actually, we were at a friend's house, and this friend actually baked like brownies and edibles for like the whole area I was in for real. And so we're there, and while we're cooking the brownies, like that smoke, we were doing it old fashioned off the stovetop, which I haven't done in almost a decade now. But like off a stovetop, towards like blasting you in the face and shit like that. I'm getting lit like that. That was my first time actually like getting high. And then I ate one of those brownies, and my body was heavy for like 48 to 72 hours, for like noticeably heavy, eyes low, like energy dead. I was waking up at like 9:30 a.m. on the weekends, which I've never done. I get up at like 7, so it was definitely the time when my dad probably started to realize, all right, he might have had a little bit of weed, because I'm getting up literally 2.5 hours late, shit like that, and can barely have energy to do anything. And so that was the time, and this was the weekend after I first hit the blunt. So the blunt story under the bridge was the first time I smoked weed and got into like just smoking under bridges and shit like that in the suburbs. And then the next weekend was when I really got into edibles and stuff like that. And that was the first time I got high. And then from then on, it pretty much became like I would smoke on the weekends and stuff. And then it started creeping into my weeks. But never in high school was I like going to school high or anything like that. For sure not. And so then the consistency came the summer after school, after my senior year. And after the summer after my senior year, I was just chilling a lot with friends and stuff. Everybody's smoking weed, but not everybody's smoking weed. That's also when I realized, like, it seemed like everybody was smoking weed because I wasn't. But then the summer after senior year was really that time when everybody started smoking weed. Nobody had anything to do. And like smokers were made like through college that have now quit and stuff like that and don't smoke weed or whatever. But I remember that summer after senior year of high school, like everybody, men, women, it did not matter, started smoking weed. You know what I'm saying? And because there's a whole period right there where nobody really knows what's going on, and but we all know that weed helps us get through it. For a lot of us, like that period, it's like I have no idea what's about to happen. I don't know if college is going to be good. Some people, I'm not going to college. Some people, I already have a job that I'm going to do. Some people, I already have a child. Whatever it is, like people were smoking weed. And because nobody wanted to have a real career, everybody was selling weed. There were so many people that would be in your circle that were all trying to sell weed at that age because like nobody had any skills, especially in like the modern day American high school. Like nobody has any skills other than doing drugs, fucking trying to stay away from police and stuff. Like that's an American skill, running away from the police, finding ways to drink underage because the drinking age is 21, and finding ways to smoke weed. Those are the skills that the American teenager has. And playing a sport. Like those are that's it. Oh my goodness. Loser, you're not supposed to be on this channel if you're underage. Why are you divulging such information? I got you, loser. I never got in a ton of trouble for smoking weed. I got in a lot more trouble for doing other things. And my parents know who I am. You know what I'm saying? I've never been somebody to listen to what my parents really have to say on a matter, unless it's like something that's truly important, but something that I'm going to do for myself or something like that. They know that like, I'll be like, bro, we're just going to have to, we're not about to talk about this anymore. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not about to put up with that shit. We could talk about something else. I'm more than happy to talk about something else, but we're not about to talk about what I'm doing. Loser. I don't know. It's supposed to be 18 and up. What can I say? I stay if you want. I don't care. I'm just saying that this is an 18 and up channel. I have to put that advisory out there. 18 and up content currently. Sometimes. No, actually, almost never I put out content that's 18 and under, but it is what it is. Nobody's sent any to me in a while, jerk face like that. Nobody's really hitting like CBD dabs like that for real. The dab market's tough. The THC dab market, people that are on YouTube tough and that live in legal states, a lot of times, or that are like really tapped into illegal places, like really fuck with the dabs, but the dabs are super niche. And I don't even think people realize that are like on IG and YouTube and shit a lot how niche dabs really are. The best Euphoria experience was the Cinderella 99 I had in Fort Collins. That's the most memorable euphoric experience. And that was the most memorable, like probably buying of weed that I had in that time, because I got that weed at that time when I would get bored sometimes and I would try to find new ways to find weed. Don't get me started on why I would do this. But I learned if you go on Craigslist in Colorado, and this is at that time, this was back in like 2015, 26, no, 2016, 2017, 2017. And I would type in like MMJ on Craigslist or something like that. You could find a weed dealer like that. And I hit up this person, and there was this couple in this country trailer, and she was pregnant, hitting the bowl right there. It was like a Keef covered bowl, I remember. And she offered it to me. I didn't want to be rude, so I hit it. She's like, "This is what you'd be smoking." He told me over text from Craigslist that this would be the greatest weed I ever smoked. Like, this is what I used to do when I got bored, bro. Put myself in harm's way, I guess. But he got me by saying this is the strongest weed you ever smoked. And I have never been told in my life since then, really, that this is the strongest weed. Who says that with that much confidence? Who has the balls to say that this is the strongest weed you ever smoked? What? And so I was like, all right. And then he thought I was a goofy. So he's like, it's 40 a gram. I was like, nigga, what are you talking about? You know? You're this dude off of Craigslist. There's a dispensary right down the street. I'm in Colorado. So he's like, all right, I'll do it 25 a gram and I'll throw in a gram of Keef. I was like, that deal, your negotiation skills are terrible. You went from 40 a gram to throwing in a gram of Keef too. All right. I was like, okay. So I went to this trailer, this fucking car on bricks outside in the snow. How, like, I'm just sitting here. Oh shit, where am I at? And so I pull up, I walk into the trailer. Like I said, it's a pregnant lady. She hands me the bowl. She's like, this is what it is. I hit it. And her husband right there, he's like, this is what it looks like. And it looks like some gas. Don't get me wrong. And so I give him the money. I leave after hitting the bowl. I drive back home. I'm like 15 minutes outside of Fort Collins, probably 10 minutes outside of Fort Collins, and bumfuck nowhere in the snow. And I get back home. I roll up that J with that Keef. And I was like, and I only got a gram, so I rolled up like 0.7 probably with the Keef in there. And I was on cloud nine. That shit was gas. And I don't know if it was the Keef mixture, because I put the Keef with another weed later, didn't hit the same, close to the same. And I smoked just a J of the weed and it didn't hit the same. But when I mixed that Keef and that J together, that Cinderella 99 that time, definitely was some gas. But yeah, that's a story, I guess, of some Euphoria weed that I got from these people out of a trailer in backwoods, Colorado, that I met on Craigslist. This is during the holidays too. That's kind of why I remember this, because it was around like Christmas time, because I had time off of work and I was chilling and I was super bored. But during Christmas time, people with their families and shit, and I was just solo out there, so I had nothing else to do. I'm just typing in. But I also got one of the best dealers I got. Another story. I had friends come during Christmas time. We pull up to the house, and this is a couple. This is a couple with children, like baby kids. They just grow weed in their basement. And she comes out. She's like, "Oh, I didn't know if you're coming out to see the lights or buy weed." And it's like this mid-30s white lady, and her husband just grow weed in the basement. They had 2 fire strains. One of them was like fruit punch or something like that. And they had them for a while, because you know how grows go at home. And so I would just go back. It would be 5 a gram. And Fort Collins is small, so it's like 8 minutes away. My friends, when they came, we never went to the dispensary really, unless we went to Denver. We would always go to a couple dealers that I had, but that was just another dealer that I had. And I found them on Craigslist, just typing in MMJ on Craigslist. I don't think that this should exist anymore, because things have gotten tighter and dispensaries have gotten super cheap, to where it's not even that crazy to find 5 a gram at the dispensary anymore. But at that time, dispensaries were a little bit still pricey for me as a college kid. And I would just go on Craigslist and I probably found like 2 or 3 dealers like that. My main dealer, I met him because it was a guy that was going to be a potential roommate that I also met on Craigslist. And I went and smoked with him one time, and bro was he was off, a little strange, you know. I was like, thank God I didn't live with him. You know, God was watching over me, you know, because I picked the perfect roommates. And guys, I picked where I was going to live in Colorado off of a picture of a deck. I didn't even know what the house looked like. I couldn't even find it on Google Maps. I just agreed to live there because I was young and dumb. And it was the greatest decision I ever made in my entire life. I just went with my instincts, negotiated the price down, got what I needed, and moved out there. But like that's how like that whole shit came about from what I was just talking about, where I lived in Colorado and I was just looking up weed prices when I was off work and shit. It's not Rhino. It's about the Rhino. It was about the experience though, for real. It was more because we have the dispensary out there. I could go to the dispensary and buy weed there if I wanted to. It was pretty cheap still. You know, and I had dealers, but sometimes I wanted to find a strain. I've always wanted to find different strains and discover different strains and shit like that. And especially back then, I definitely wasn't thinking about no COAs or anything like that. I just wanted some gas, you know, and that's how I know with the YouTube shit that a lot of people out there just want gas. And a lot of people don't even have access necessarily to the testing and stuff like that. And that stuff's important. That stuff, the efficacy in the weed like space is important. But I also realized the reality of like how it's been type shit. Bianca, appreciate you joining the stream. Definitely dope to have you for the first time. Yeah, and this is a story. I was not that young, but I was like 20, 21 at that point. That's what I would just do, you know. Would I do that now? Absolutely not. Definitely not sitting out here in Chicago, wandering places, trying to find weed from people in fucking trailers. I promise you that. I'm dead. When I was young, I got lucky a lot, you know. I definitely found myself in very peculiar situations all the time, like weekly, just because the only fun I had in life was getting out of them. I'm dead. But luckily, I've given I've let my crash days go. Jabbar, there's places like that though. That's the thing. There's places in America where there really are dispensaries on every corner. It's like that now. You know, it's just not necessarily where you're at. I'm out in Chicago. We have rec dispensaries, but they're not on every corner. It's not like that here. But it's like there are places in America to where there are dispensaries on every corner. That's the thing. So much of it's about location. Like that there's like that in Colorado. It's like that in Oregon, a lot of cities. It's like that in Oklahoma City. It's like that in Michigan in a lot of places. There's a lot of dispensaries places for real. If you're downtown here, there's a decent amount. Like if you live like close to downtown, like, there's a decent amount of dispensaries around you. They're all gonna be taxed, but there's a decent amount around you for sure. I'm dead, Jabbar. Yeah, y'all gonna be close to the last with Texas. But Washington, there's gonna be a lot of dispensaries. That's why I had to move though, because I couldn't wait for Texas to make that decision to slowly fucking corrupt the market or whatever. I had to just go find what I could right now. You know what I'm saying? At least it's heavy tax here, but it's legal and there's opportunities to do what I want to do type shit. That's what's important to me. Guys, I appreciate you coming to smoke with me. I know I didn't have a news article for you this morning. I guess this morning I just told like a couple stories to you guys about some smoking experiences of mine. I hope that you guys enjoyed them. The background actually came out pretty dope today, so shout out that. Shout out you guys for coming and smoking with me. Hopefully this chair arrives sooner rather than later so I can get back to making content because my back's been fucking up, y'all. That has not been okay.